cause this is Sports Life Talk.
Hey, hey.
You rock it with Sports Life Talk.
Life Talk.
Hot topics
Yeah.
with Sports Life Talk. So come and get you some Sports Life Talk. They let us in the game, now we calling the shots. Things will never be the same, so forget what you thought. Cause life without sports ain't nothing but talk. Here we go now, finally a show that makes your heart pound. Profound, wonder what's running up through your thoughts now. About to drown all podcasts that be watered down. Tell them clowns it's a new era, and it's starting now. 5 total strangers, the 5 Power Rangers, approaching Sports Life Talk from 5 different angles. Get ready for the change up. We done turned the flame up. The topics that we bring up, we about to blow this thing up. Yeah, let's get it cracking. KT the head coach and Miss Manhattan. Gemini Jones holds the throne, she be calling them out. Mr. United Surgeon B. Jones, the mouth of the South. From the cover athletes to the year of the week, we got what you need. We dropping what's hot in the streets, from copping new sneaks to locals popping, doing big things. When gossip and tea, let Kimberly pour you a dream. Sports Life Talk, who is them? Went from not listening and now you're tuning in. If you're feeling what you're hearing, tell a friend, tell a friend. Thank you for listening, let the show begin. Sports Life Talk, who is them? Went from not listening and now you're tuning in. If you're feeling what you're hearing, tell a friend, tell a friend. Thank you for listening, now let the show begin.
Let's go.
I made it, y'all. I made it. All right. Welcome to another episode of Sports Life Talk, where life without sports is just talk. Today is April 14th, 2021, and this is episode 89. Before we get started with the show, I have a very, very special RIP that I would like to send to my bae, my boo, Earl Simmons, aka Darkman X, aka DMX. For those who did not know, I don't know what planet you've been living on, but he passed away last Friday in a New Jersey hospital. So condolences to all of his friends and family and the fans that definitely appreciated and loved his music. I was one of them. But moving on, for tonight, we have all 5 Power Rangers in the building. Yes, I almost didn't make it, y'all, but I'm here. I'm here. Hopefully, I hope I don't turn into a zombie in the middle of the show, but I think I'm here. To the left of me, is B. Jones, Mr. Mouth of the South himself.
Yo, Serge, we twins, dog.
Yeah, I know. I got the down version. You got the up version, bro.
And then he's not beneath me today. He is to the right of me, head coach KT. You not Rose Cup or whatever this week. You just KT.
Oh crap! Yeah, I be KT.
And then, of course, to the bottom left, we have Mr. United Surge in the building, baby. What we call him, Brussels Filson?
Brussels
Filson. Damn, that thing getting worse and worse.
That Pfizer is killer.
I had Moderna.
Oh, no wonder.
That's like equate version of the vaccine.
Yep.
Oh my God.
That's the greater value. That's the greater value vaccine.
I cannot stand y'all.
High top. Oh man.
And then, of course, on the lower right-hand side, we have Miss Manhattan, KD. How are you this evening, lovely child?
I am good. Here with y'all. You know, on Wednesdays, it's always lovely.
It is. I couldn't miss tonight, y'all. I was laying on my couch about an hour ago, contemplating my life and just wondering. And you guys just popped in my head, and you guys have a bigger meaning than what I thought you did. So I just want y'all to know that I appreciate y'all.
We miss you too, pal.
It's the Moderna talking. I'm just playing. All right.
Next week we're gonna be like, Pam, what happened to all that love you were showing? I didn't show no love. What are y'all talking about?
Look, I'll take it. I'll accept it.
Yes. This episode is episode 89, entitled Marvelous. And of course, our cover athlete this week is Marvelous Marvin. Somebody take it away.
Woo, get it together.
Marvin Hagler. Good. She got the Johnson shot. That's a
what back alley? What back alley did you get your shot in, Pam?
I think you thought they were giving you Moderna. They gave you Johnson & Johnson, didn't they?
Yeah, you got the Johnson & Johnson. You may well
I don't know.
after the show.
I don't know. I ain't been talking about it all day.
I think Pam needs to stay away from the Rice Krispies and chocolate chip cookies and the what else? Them brownies.
They give you the flu shot instead.
No, I don't know what's going on, y'all. Marvelous.
Are you accusing Pam of being using narcotics?
No, I'm
saying
just
Rice
saying,
Krispie treats and
I am
brownies and cookies. Are you saying that
720 friendly though? So,
now see, now we know you said 720. You mean 420?
420?
that too.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, hold on,
They
wait.
do it again in July. All right,
Yeah.
so KD, take it away, because
all right. Hopefully she didn't pass the stumbles on me. So here we go. Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
She said they do that thing again in July.
Man,
I'm sorry, America. I'm sorry. We took a week off, so you know.
Oh my gosh. Yes, this is what happens when you take a week off, yo.
okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting it together.
All right. Marvelous Marvin Hagler was an American professional boxer and film actor who competed in boxing from 1973 to 1987. He reigned as undisputed champion of the middleweight division from 1980 to 1987, making 12 successful defenses of that title. Hagler also holds the highest knockout percentage of all undisputed middleweight champions at 78%. His undisputed middleweight championship reign of 6 years and 7 months is the second longest of the last century, behind only Tony Zell, whose reign included several years of inactivity during his service in World War II. Nicknamed Marvelous and annoyed the network announcers often did not refer to him as such. Hagler legally changed his name to Marvelous Marvin Hagler in 1982. Wow, can you imagine changing your name to Marvelous?
well, I actually work with a coach. That's his first name.
Huh.
Oh,
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
interesting.
marvelous meta world peace.
All right, B, what you got for our trivia?
All right, so going through, I wish, we actually wanted to give this show a couple of weeks earlier, but, 88 was tough to bump. So we finally was able to highlight the life and time of Marvin Hagler, who, of course, we recently lost. But learning a little bit more about Hagler, I only knew him from when he fought Sugar Ray. You know what I mean? And when he lost that fight, I was actually going for Sugar Ray. And so I kind of looked at Hagler as the bad guy, but coming to find out that Hagler is known for having one of the toughest chins in the boxing game. He was only knocked down once. So for a Sports Life Talk t-shirt and the opportunity to rock and look just like the crew, here's your question. Give me the name of the boxer that was able to put Hagler on the mat only to lose that fight. All right, there you go. It's a very interesting one. Last week, I saw a lot of people dropped it in the comments. The answer last week was Hail Mary. I think some people dropped it in, but they didn't go to the website. So guess what? I ain't paying you. Now, go to the website, www.sportslifetalk, and drop down on the trivia page. Just follow some simple instructions.
Difficult, man.
It ain't that difficult. Go to this website, show us some love. We appreciate y'all visiting.
Speaking of winning, don't we owe somebody something?
I don't owe nobody nothing. I sent my bread.
Oh,
I need to know who I need to send it to.
yes.
Oh,
I guess we'll get to that a little bit
March
later.
Madness bracket.
No, my homeboy Chaz Steele is the one that won.
Chaz. Yes, Chaz.
Okay, so I owe him money.
KT, we just send it to KT and KT will take care of it.
KT, can you just go on and tell him I'll get it to him?
I don't even think he knows.
On the 15th.
It's either
I don't think he knows.
Did you say he doesn't know?
No, I ain't sending you the money then because you're going to put it in your pocket.
When have I ever done that?
Matter of fact, I need to look into the SLT funds just like they looking into the Black Lives Matter funds.
Hey, watch
you
your
don't
Pam.
live in lavish over there.
Hey, we lost Bernie Madoff today. Lord knows what Kevin did with our with our little money.
All I've been doing is putting it towards promotions. Can we just move on? Boy, y'all.
Okay.
We brand
Dad's
new
concerned about all these shoes that are being purchased.
by B. Jones.
Right.
I don't have access to the account. I don't have access to the account. That's okay.
When that's all about
That's not what Kev. That's not what Kev said.
Right.
That's not what Kev said.
You said you got that bank account too.
Just cash out me, homie.
Like, my wig was on. All right, KT, who's the local athlete for this week?
All right, so the local athlete this week goes out to Charlie Collier, the Longhorn. She's from the Texas Longhorns, by the way. The Longhorn center is projected to be the number 1 pick in tomorrow's WNBA draft. She's 6'5" from Mount Bellevue, Texas.
Wow.
And there's a story up on ESPN about, her losing her father and how he helped balance her with, basically gave her the game of basketball. So go check that out on ESPN. So the local athlete this week is Dallas Wings, number 1 pick tomorrow, Charlie Collier.
Is the draft tomorrow, KT?
Yes, tomorrow.
Okay.
Her name is Charlie. Okay. All right. So for the local business, I actually have 2. I went to, I don't know if you guys know about Creecia's. It is in the Bishop Arts District. It used to be in Duncanville for the longest time, but then they moved. It's a cute little cozy restaurant. They have a full menu with sandwiches and pastas, but let me tell you why I go. The cakes, the cupcakes, the pies, the treats are absolutely amazing. Cupcakes, we go all the time when I'm out that way. So shout out to Creecia. She is a local lady, and come to find out, and not that this matters, y'all, with a name like Creecia, I thought she was black. I'm not gonna even lie. She's a white lady. Very interesting.
Her name is what?
Creecia. Cretia. Creecia.
Okay.
Creecia.
Wow.
That's a stolen identity.
No.
I
I was
Hey, man.
in there
It's a
Saturday,
marvelous name.
and she was in there, and I was like, "Oh, hey, Creecia. I feel like I want to call you something
Wait.
else."
So were you calling it Creecia from Jump?
Yeah, it's everybody knows it in Oak Cliff as
Okay.
Creecia. That's what it is.
I wasn't calling it Creecia. I was calling it something else.
He's just white on the
Calling
outside.
it.
You're saying.
What were you calling it? Oh my
I
god.
don't even want to say,
Oh,
but I
God.
know now it's Creecia. Okay,
It's
I got
Creecia.
it.
Yes. And the other business that I am talking about this week, I started. Check y'all. I started not meal prepping. What do you call it? When I have a chef that gives me meals every 2 weeks or every week actually. And so his Instagram is Chef Meezy, Meezie, and he has brought over some amazing meals. It's not your typical meal prep. So I just tell him what I like and what I don't like, and then he just brings me stuff over here. And so far it's been all good. So shout out.
Is it a meal a day?
You can purchase whatever you want, but I do 10 meals a week. So I do lunch and dinner for 5 days.
Okay.
So
we know that's only half of the meals you eat. So what you doing for the other 10 meals?
First of all, I'm trying to get fine. So I ain't eating like that no more.
Okay. All right, I believe.
Jamaica is calling me. All right. So
Somebody about to get rolled up.
Somebody's phone is ringing.
Oh, for real?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
mine.
That's definitely not mine.
That's my son calling me. He always tries to FaceTime me. All right. Anyway, moving on. Let's do the toast.
All right. So for our drink of the week, so it's a new month. So a new month means a new liquor. So Pam helped me choose this month, and we are going with Ciroc, the new summer citrus. So it's not quite summer yet, but we're getting ready for it. So
Clearly.
everybody go snatch a bottle of Ciroc summer citrus. And the drink of the week is called a citrus sunrise. So it consists of the Ciroc summer citrus, orange juice, cranberry juice, or you can use pomegranate juice. And in a rocks glass, you'll just pour all the juices and the liquor, put it with some ice. And then for garnishment is an orange wheel. I didn't have time to stop to get the oranges, so I just used some cherries. So for our toast this week, we are toasting to Bianca Blair and Sasha Banks. They
Is that the
They-
City Girl?
City Girl?
Damn.
No.
Why don't you go take a nap?
No, so they are WWE stars, and they made wrestling history as the first Black women to face each other in a WrestleMania title match. Belair ended up defeating Banks and became champion for the first time in her WWE career. So shout out to both of them for making history. So toast.
Cheers. Bianca.
Cheers, mates.
You
Hey,
know,
where you get City Girls from?
What's the City Girl's name?
we don't know.
It's Young Miami.
Is her real name Bianca? Maybe not. Okay.
No, ain't it JT and
I mean,
Young Miami.
Carisha.
oh, okay.
hey, I do want to say one thing about that. After that match, even though Sasha Banks lost, they put the camera on her and she was like in the corner. Normally she's a heel, but she was actually smiling because she knew that they made history.
Mm.
Mm.
So extra shout out to her for being a good team sport. What is it?
Yeah, for sportsmanship. Yeah.
Yes, sportsmanship.
Awesome.
Did you get the shot too, KD?
I got
No,
part
she just got the
one.
shot of Ciroc.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. So it's time to move on to the kickoff question. And since we have already addressed my boo, the kickoff question is, if DMX was a professional athlete, historical or current, who would he be? And what player would you compare him to? So I'm going to start with KT.
You know, I wanted to go Patrick Beverly, but he's a dog, but he's not anywhere near like a GOAT status.
No.
DMX is a top 10 rapper of all time. He can be considered a GOAT. And he's also misunderstood. He had his demons and everything like that. So I went with AI, another guy that was a game changer. He was misunderstood, and he wasn't a bad guy at all. He just had some demons, but they weren't like serious. So
I like that one, Kev. I like
I like that one too. He definitely crossed my mind for sure, Allen Iverson.
All right, Serge, who did you pick?
I actually went with Mike Tyson.
Ooh.
For me, I looked at somebody who was great at what they did at one time, was at the top of their game, and you could consider during those 2, 3 to 4, 5 year window that he was probably the best, or definitely considered the best. But then also had a downfall, kind of like what KT said, faces demons, maybe wasn't in the limelight for, so many years. But I think also towards the latter part of his life, just like Mike Tyson over the last few years, has kind of came back into the limelight. And I think people really appreciate him and, and listen to everything that he says. And he's also seemed to have turned his life around. So, and he's the impact, if Mike Tyson were to be gone tomorrow, I think the impact that he had made is also pretty significant from a cultural standpoint, but also from a sports where even 100 years from now, both individuals will be talked about in a similar capacity.
Okay. KD?
For me, I'm going to go with Michael Irvin, and shout out to my friend for helping me out. After doing some research, I didn't know that he struggled with demons and legal battles with, being in possession of drugs. So, and then also I think with DMX, so many people relied on him. And I think it was the same thing with Michael Irvin. Also, he comes from a big family, and then he has a family of his own, his kids. So just having to stay, straight and narrow to make sure he was getting his money to take care of his business, handle his business.
Yeah.
Okay. B. Jones?
First off, I want to tell y'all three that was phenomenal. That was great. I enjoyed all three of y'all answers. Mine is not even as strong as y'all's, but I had to take it back to the boot and go with the Louisiana native, and that's right, the Honey Badger himself, Mr. Tyrann Mathieu. Everybody knows Honey Badger's story at LSU when he was expelled from the school and kicked off the football team as a junior going into his senior year, and he wasn't even able to play football for a year because of his addictions and dealing with drugs. But we all know the dog that the Honey Badger is. So when you talk about the creative and the tenacity of a DMX, not afraid of any type of confrontation. People don't even know DMX was like a freestyle king, and he never really was highly regarded as what he was capable of doing from a poetry standpoint of view. And I think Honey Badger, he creates poetry out there on the field, causing turnovers, and very creative in how he gets that ball back to his team. Plus, both of them are the best at what they do.
Okay. I have a question. So would y'all throw Antonio Brown in that conversation? Or
Ooh, yeah, I would. I mean, Antonio hadn't got that ring yet, and he hasn't. I think there was
ring.
What who? Oh, that's right, with the Bucks. That you all right. You all right. So I guess Antonio is he definitely up there because Antonio was a top wide receiver for about a 2 to 3 years spurt.
I think he's on the verge of being in that conversation where you can talk about it. We haven't seen a length of period of time where he's turned his life around. I feel like, on the football field, but Antonio Brown's problem was never on the football field. It was always off the football field and his demons. And we don't really know if he's truly came out of it yet. But I think if you were to say 5-10 years from now, and we don't hear him anything on the news, and he goes on to play another 3-4 years, maybe gets another Super Bowl ring or not, and he just retires gracefully, then sure, I think he could definitely be in that conversation. Hey, but it's still a good person to bring up.
Can I give my number 2 though? Because y'all know I always come with 2 prepared just in case somebody snatches mine.
Hopefully they didn't go to LSU.
Let's go.
No, he didn't go to LSU. He went to Virginia Tech. Thank you, and that is Mr. Michael Vick.
That's a good.
Oh
one.
yeah.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, that was my runner, but I had to throw LSU in there. I had to throw LSU in there just to poke a little bit at KT.
Michael Vick is probably better
Quincy
than
Carter?
Man, get out of there, Quincy Carter. No, don't do that. We ain't do that to DMX. I was going to say Antonio Cromartie, and that's only because of the kid situation.
Oh, yeah, he's still working on it.
I mean, Cromartie got like 10 kids. DMS got like 15.
17.
I thought it was 17.
17 kids.
17.
Y'all heard about
it was
what
either 17 people total. I don't know if it was 17 kids, but it was 17 heirs.
He has 9 baby mamas.
Yeah,
Wow.
17 kids, because y'all see what Jay-Z and Beyonce did for...
His family came out and said that's not true.
Yeah,
Really?
I heard it wasn't true.
Yeah, they said
What did they say?
They better follow through, man.
they're saying that go ahead.
They paid $10 million to get all his masters and to giving it to all 17 kids for free.
Man, I almost gave that boy the yeet. I almost gave the nose and the Carters the yeet, bro. I'm glad y'all told me that.
They said it wasn't true. The family did.
But you know what, though? In common sense, you would think that the person who's about to make millions and millions and millions on top of millions of dollars on the rights to DMX music, because that's literally all I heard over the weekend. They not going to give it up for just 10 mil, fam.
No.
Not even close to just 10 mil. So,
but the man has 17 kids and he really didn't have a lot of money, so they really need to
do something.
Do something for the kids. Because I'm sure the ones he had with Tashira, they're probably grown and I don't know who all was in the middle. I know he has like a 2-year-old son, that's the youngest, with his fiance. But all the other ones, I think, with Tashira, they're older. But still, you still need to leave a little inheritance or legacy. But anyway, it is time for the Manhattan Project. So, Miss Manhattan, please tell us what you have for us this week.
All right. So I'm gonna start it with my mad question asking. So last week I had went and got my eyebrows done, y'all, and it's like a very, very small place. I get my eyebrows threaded. So I was in there and it's COVID times right now, people wearing masks, and this chick decides to hop on the phone and have a full-blown conversation. So it irritated me because I feel like, getting my eyebrows done or getting my nails done is like a form of self-care. So when I go in there, I just want to just hear them doing my nails. And if the lady wants to talk to me a little, I'm cool with it. But I don't want to hear KT's conversation, Pam's conversation, Serge's conversation, and B. Jones's conversation. I don't want to hear it. Not
You're going to hear B. Jones' conversation.
I was about to say, I'm dropping dimes though, baby. Hey, I'm putting something good out there in the world. You need to hear what I got to say. You
All right,
heard me?
So my question is to y'all, like, how do y'all feel about people having whole conversations while you're waiting in line for anything, whether it's getting your nails done, getting your hair cut, waiting in line to get your car registration? Like, how do y'all feel about it? What is y'all's take?
Yeah, I mean,
It is an absolute pet
it's
peeve
annoying.
of mine.
It is annoying, especially if you talk on speakerphone. That's worse. That means I can hear both of you.
Yeah.
And I did not sign. I mean, it's one thing to be on the phone, but I can hear both of you. And it gets a little different for barbershops, I guess, because typically barbershops, at least the one I go to or have been to, they all usually either have music or TV on and stuff like that. So there's already some kind of sound playing in there. So you probably wouldn't even hear. But I could see a salon for sure being very annoying. Doctor's office is a definite no-no because, I mean, it's supposed to be like a peace and quiet. You got sick people in there. You know, It's just like, really, if you want to talk, just step out right outside the door and have your conversation. But, you know,
I just don't like when people are, number one, when it's on speaker and when it's loud. Like if I'm in a public place and I have to have a conversation, I'm like this. I'm like, okay, girl, can you hear me? Because I don't like when people are like, hey, girl, then what he say? Yeah, and I went over there and I asked him to give me some cigarettes and he could. I'm like, oh.
Hey, and that's what makes this show great because I disagree with the four of you guys, and I absolutely love it because I'm gonna tell you, it be some juicy tea. It be some juicy tea coming through there. That almost be like a little smut TV or something. Like you get to hear some people talking trash, and then you don't even have to worry about them no more. Like you be like, oh, that girl just got cussed out. I heard a woman at the airport cuss out another person so cold. Hey, threaten the life at the airport. I'm like, they finna escort her that's up out of here. Hey, but she did it so cold. But you know, this is my thing is I think you got to be a 100% narcissist to think that everybody wants to hear your conversation. But you know, when you put stuff out there, now if somebody says something that's disrespectful to somebody else and you got it on speakerphone, you have to accept accountability for that, right? So when you put that kind of stuff out there, you make yourself open, you say, hey, I don't care. I'm disrespecting everybody else's time and their space. And what I got to say is that important. And guess what? I get an opinion. And if I decide to turn around and say, shut up, then guess what? Hey, you put yours out there. I put mine out there. We both just doing what we do, you know? So, but I love it though.
Let me just say one more thing. You mentioned the airport. Let me tell you what I hate more than anything. Soon as that plane touched down, yeah, we just landed. Yeah, I think we're back at plane 3. I don't know. You coming to get me or is mama coming? I'm like, whoa, you couldn't text that conversation. Like the plane is quiet. And then here they come with this whole conversation about how to, and it, I hate to say it, y'all, but it kind of be like the older people sometimes because I don't think they realize how loud their voices are. And you'd be like, Grandma, shh.
Pam was probably
it's not just him though.
Waking up like, what? Who talking?
What you say? What you say?
I said Pam was probably sleeping on.
Not you. The other one over here. What you say?
No, I was saying it's not just the older folks. The younger folks do it too.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's always the older folks for me.
Well, hold on now. You ain't just trying to check me though. Hold up. You did all this. That means you want to do something.
I thought you said something smart. Anyway, Katie, move on.
Wait. Give a shout out to Deidre Thomas.
Yes. Hey.
Who is that, kid? We got a new fan?
Hey.
Shoot, Deidre Thomas. She better stop.
That's that lady D.
Know that. I'm ready to be downstairs on y'all. Y'all better stop playing.
Did you play the Coach's Groove? Is that how this?
Katie, go ahead.
All right. So the drink of the week was the sunrise. What was it called, y'all?
Citrus sunrise.
Citrus sunrise. Thank y'all. All right. And then now to our show that we are watching, Last Chance U. I hope everybody watched episode 3. We are a little bit behind. We are moving slow on this show, but y'all, it's so worth it. You know, the first episode I said I really didn't like it, but the second episode, reeled me in, and then episode 3 has got me. So this one was a little bit about love and relationships, and then of course the love of the game of basketball. So what are y'all's thoughts on episode 3?
Oh, well,
I mean, where to start? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go against what everybody probably gonna say. Coach Mosley was meant to do what he is doing. God had to bless you with a certain level of patience, determination, and just resiliency to put up with the BS that players like Joe Hampton and Malik Muhammad are providing for you every day. Like, I don't think I have the patience to deal with those types of characters day in and day out. I might have done it for a couple of weeks, but skipping practices, texting me bull crap reasons, and then coming there saying I wasn't in the headspace. I didn't need to be around people. And after, you know, these people telling your story, then you look on the other side and you see Deshaun, and he doing everything, and he bottling it up. You know, he's bottling all of this emotion up and using his game to express himself. And he's the one that has every reason to be out there acting a fool. So I give my kudos goes to Coach Mosley. And the only other thing I'm gonna say is somebody call KJ up, man. He got to do better than that. KJ, hey, you can do better than that, bro. Come on, KJ.
Oh my God.
Come on, fam. Come on, fam. KJ, you one of my faves on the team. That's unacceptable.
KJ.
Call up Miss Manhattan.
Look, tell Kiara, what is it? Deshaun's girlfriend to
Got
look out for you.
Her little sister was next to her. Somebody. Goodness me.
I was like,
Hey, I'll say this though. Deshaun is my favorite person on the show now. Just watching that episode, like D. Jones said, he's balling everything up. He's going out there and balling, and I'm glad that he found another woman that he can trust and put a lot of faith into
at the right time too.
At the right time,
That timing thing was crucial.
Yeah. I still don't like Joe. I love the coach, but the way that he handled Joe when he was in the game cooking, he should have let Joe keep playing.
Now I agree with you on that, Kay.
I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it
at all. But besides that, Joe, they were going to start you.
Yeah.
And the one
Joe
day
would just get out of his head and his mouth.
Yeah, but Pam, here's my thing. He told you that Big 10 and Big 12 teams are looking at you.
Yeah.
And you still don't have the motivation to go in there and do what you need to do.
Wait a minute. What episode was it where that coach came to see him? He said, "How Joe doing?" "Oh, Joe doing all right." And then like 2 seconds later, he walked out of practice.
He imploded. Yeah, he just blew up. He blew up the whole practice.
Come on, Joe.
But this the thing, though. Mosley, and I agree with y'all. I don't know about Mosley as an X's and O's coach, and looking at all that talent he got, I don't know how good of an X's and O's coach he is.
Right.
But Mosley said something before that game, and I know you're right, Kev. Joe was cooking, but Mosley told you, I'm all about helping you to deal with the response. You're gonna leave me, and this is bigger than me. This is bigger than basketball, Joe. I'm trying to teach you something. I'm trying to coach you something that ain't on that court right now, and that's how to respond. And so, guess what? Mosley put him in another situation where, guess what? Joe was right. He had every right to be frustration, and guess what? He let the response get the best of him again. And that's all Mosley's trying to teach him. Look, I'm gonna keep pulling you until you get the response right, and guess what? Then I'm gonna start you. Then I'm gonna put you in a situation where you can be successful, but you got to get the lesson number one first.
He sat there and said, "I hate this effing team." I'm like,
and the coach. He said, "This coach don't know what the F he doing." Right?
I'm like, Joe, come on.
Yeah,
like, nobody else will put up with him.
That's going to he went way out of bounds. Like, I mean, it's one thing to like say that on your own. I don't know. You're saying it to your homies, like on the way back home from the game. Yeah, but you're saying it sitting there on the bench. Like, I'm like, dude, like,
it's just like 3 people down from you.
Yeah.
And with Deshaun, you know, I think, you know, this is obviously one of the main reasons, you know, we do Sports Live Talk, and it's even in a show on Netflix, being able to see the life aspect of an athlete, because most people that probably even go to that school, they just see Deshaun as he's our star basketball player. They don't see like, oh, he's dealing with death and he's dealing with all these issues, and how he channels it, and that he has his own, you know, just because he's a star athlete and he has something else to look forward to. No, he's still got to deal with, you know, raw emotions and figure out a way to deal with it, and have people around him in his corner, not just somebody to train him in basketball and make him better, but because there's no guarantee that he's going to make it to the pros or anything like that. But he's got, you know, enough support system as we see. And I'm looking forward to, you know, watching the future episodes to see, you know, where his trajectory is, obviously, as well.
And I just want to say one more thing before we move on, please, real quick. B. Jones, I agree with everything you said about how coach is handling him, but there could also been a time to show, hey, Joe, I trust you too. You know what I mean? You go out there, you keep eating, you keep doing your thing, and then see how he reacts after that. You know what I mean? But everything you said was spot on.
Hey, let me make one last point too. The first one I want to make is this show is showing me that if you are talented, coaches will find you. Them coaches from all around the country going to that JUCO college to find talent. And the number two thing that it showed me is work ethic is rare. And if all of these guys with this extraordinary amount of talent don't amount to a hill of beans if you can't put the work ethic in, and we've seen it right there. And why there's so many times we see these players, and we like, man, why that person didn't make it? Or man, they were phenomenal. How they didn't turn into nothing? And that's why it's a lot more than what's going on than the 48-minute ball game or the 60 minutes during the clock. I mean,
or being 6'8" and have a 40 vertical.
It's so much it's a business.
Matter, right?
This is a business.
Absolutely. All right, KD, is that all? What else you got?
Yep, that's all I got.
All right, so let's move on to some uncut gems, and I'm gonna try to get through this.
Ooh.
So I have a question to the fellas on here, even though y'all are married. You know, I always have to put that disclaimer on it, even though y'all are married. And to the fellas in the chat, why do y'all not get the hint when a woman is not interested? Or for instance, I was at Walmart a couple weeks ago, and this guy followed me around. Jeez, I have that problem all the time. No, I'm just kidding. And so he finally, because I was on the phone the first time I passed him, and then when he came back around, I wasn't on the phone. And so he was really trying to talk to me, and I was just like, okay. And so he asked for my number, and I was like, no, he asked me, he said, I don't see a ring on your finger. And I was like, well, no, I'm not married, but I'm in a relationship. And he was like, oh, okay, then you still single. Can I get your number? And I was like, because my thing is, I feel like if I wanted to give you my number, I would have really been more interactive with you in your conversation, but I was really short and I kept trying to move on. Y'all, he thought my Pico was gummy bears. That's when I knew I couldn't go out with him because he don't know what Pico is. And so he's like, is that gummy bears? He's like, oh, you can tell I ain't never been nowhere.
Like the tomatoes, cilantro, and onions, Pico?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't been to Chipotle, bro?
Right, exactly. So because it was in a little container. So why is it if a woman is not, why do y'all not get the hint? If a woman says, oh, well, I have a man, or I'm not, or I'm dating somebody or whatever, why do you keep going on? Like, clearly, because even if I had a man, even if I was a full married woman and I was interested in you, I would flirt back or I would volunteer my number or whatever. I don't understand why guys just don't get the hint that I'm not into you and I don't want to give you my number. So me being the nice person I am, I gave him my number, and as soon as we walked out of Walmart, I blocked him.
Okay, so I have an opinion, but I want the dudes to go first because it's fellas. So fellas,
B. Jones, go ahead, man.
Wait a minute.
I think me and the rest of the fellas.
Post this comment. Please post what KD Tennant just said. I am not a juicy antelope. Not the antelope. Okay. Anyway, go ahead, guys.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like the rest of the guys in the chat, we all wondering what happened to the February 14th Valentine's Day guy. I mean, we ain't even a month away from that. I ain't even trying to answer no question about flirtation.
We're 2 months away from that.
I mean, but that's still relatively quick. We were talking about vacationing and.
What do you mean? I told the guy I was in a relationship. Did you not hear that part?
Oh, okay, you told him you was in a relationship. Okay.
I told him I was in a relationship, but he was like, well, you're not married.
I thought you said you were single and all of this
stuff.
Just
like that guy you were talking to, B. Jones got selective here.
Well,
I didn't know what you said.
We started this thing out talking about dogs, and me and hard-headed, they glutton for punishments. You can't tell, you can't tell a shooter's gonna shoot. You can't tell them to stop shooting. That's just the fact of the matter. If they want something, they gonna go after it no matter what you say. I mean,
yeah,
I can't explain that for them.
Yeah, I mean, some guys are just persistent. That's all it is. It ain't too much else you can say about it.
I can also say that most likely he's done it before and the girl gave in.
And it worked.
right?
Okay.
And it worked.
Okay.
So why not try to? Even though he's maybe tried it 20 times and only worked out twice, it's got to be made. It's going to work out a third time with somebody.
Hashtag
and
me
he
too.
still ended up technically giving him the number. I mean, yeah, he still ended up blocking him.
I did, because it was like awkward, and we were standing on the bread aisle. It was awkward, and I was just like, okay, well, here. And then, like, as soon as I left, he texted me, and I was like, block.
Hey, that's right, KD. Damn it, we were singing that 20 years ago. I got a man. What your man got to do with me?
Whatever.
Men been trained to push through those first couple of no's.
But I feel like, okay, KD, I'm gonna let you go. But I feel like if I'm playing a little hard to get or whatever, I'm gonna still somehow kind of me personally, I'm gonna let you know that I'm interested in some type of way. I'm not just gonna be like, no, I'm be like, okay, yeah, you cute. So anyway, KD.
All right, for me, so this has been happening to me lately too. I've been going out a lot, and I just don't they don't go away. Like, leave me alone. Stop talking to me. I'm not interested. I keep telling you I'm not interested. So I came up with this bright idea today that if you ask me for my number, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, do you have social media? And of course, the answer is going to be yeah, because who doesn't have social media? And then I'm going to say, okay, follow me at Sports Life Talk. I have a podcast. And that is the best way that you can get in contact with me. You got to find my page somehow on Sports Life Talk, and yeah, that's the only way. Like,
I'm sorry, I don't want to do that, because then I don't need you all over here in the chat talking about, oh, why you give me your number?
More than likely they're not going to, because just like they don't listen, they don't read either. So follow me on Sports Life Talk, and if you can find me that way, then
I can see that you're showing persistence that way.
I tell you what, he gonna send you a message. I'm gonna say, you cute too, dog. I'm gonna go in there and be like, yeah, man. I like your smile as well.
How'd you know I was from New York?
Right. Okay, well, I just wanted to know. I mean, I don't know how. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, the dude was like this high anyway, and if he didn't know what it was, we will never get along, because I eat the hell out of tacos. So, yeah, that's all I got for the Uncut Gems. So it is time for
Power Surge.
Oh, Power Surge. I hadn't got to that.
Oh, I like that surge. The Blue Ranger.
That's after 2 days of hitting the weights, all right? All right, so I know we missed a couple of weeks, and sorry for obviously not being here the last time, but dealing with the COVID vaccine is no joke. I mean, I'll tell you that. So now that's taken care of, back in the flesh. We're going to do, I know we've already done a few of these categories for the best from the old school versus new school. We got 2 more left, including this week. This week, we're going to do best handles. And then next week, we'll finish it out with doing the best teams. So best handles, fellas. Old school, I got Jason White Chocolate Williams, the original Isaiah Thomas, Allen Iverson, Rod Strickland, Tim Hardaway Sr., and Steve Nash. And in the new school, I got Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, Jamal Crawford, Kemba Walker, Chris Paul, and James Harden. KT, out of those best handles guys from the old school versus new school, who do you got?
It's new school. Kyrie has the best handles ever. And you said Curry too, right?
Yep.
Those two right there have the best handles ever. So point blank period, it's a new school. Jamal Crawford, underrated ball handler. We know that he can give you the work
Jake
too.
Crossover, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going with the new school.
B. Jones?
And as usual, Kevin is wrong. Kevin, there was a little invention. They called it hand checking, sir, and they stopped that. So it allowed these guys to have all these little purdy little dribbles and can take these extra steps and these Euros, travel and stuff like that. But them dudes in the past, they were balling, man, in a much physical game. And then I look at White Chocolate. White Chocolate was a fool with it, man. White Chocolate was out there playing and won basketball in the court, in the game for real. So Hey, and plus the UTEP two-step with Tim Hardaway. Come on, man. Rockabye baby. I'm going
come on.
old school.
Hey,
I'm going
Jones,
old school.
His crossover was nice. I got skills. I know Tim Hardaway. He
Man, the
can't
killer crossover. Come on,
He
man.
can't touch Kyrie. Stop playing. Stop playing.
No.
Dude.
Kyrie super nice, man. But hey, but them
He
boys,
can't-
I get AI on Irving.
Ooh, I don't know what you're talking about.
You are live there.
Man, AI was a dog, bro. What are y'all talking about?
Nobody's not saying he's not a dog, but his handles is not the same as Kyrie. Kyrie's
Man,
on.
y'all sick,
Go
man.
YouTube Allen Iverson talking about where he says Kyrie has the best.
He's supposed to say that, man. He's supposed to say that. He's supposed to say that. That's what he's supposed to do. AI wanted to reform his image, so he gonna tell y'all what y'all need to hear. But the truth of the matter is, AI was a dog. White Chocolate was a dog. Nash, Hardaway, all of them. Oh, thank you, Zoe. Thank you. My people stand up because I got some intelligent sports fans on here somewhere.
Okay.
I'm looking for you.
So-
I'm looking for you.
Just like the guys who obviously, I know New School has. I think the only other category that they won in was shooting.
Shooters.
Because obviously the game has evolved, and so if we're talking about just from the evolution of the game, with all the techniques that are available, all the coaching that's available, all the drills you can do that guys weren't doing back in the days, it's almost laughable to think that guys in the league now, and I could have kept going past James Harden as far as guys who have great handles that are in the last 15 years, and obviously most of the guys play currently. But it's really not even a competition as far as when it comes to handles, because you got to look at not just being able to dribble between the legs or putting behind your back, but then also what are you doing with it, to the net, taking it to the next step, which is scoring using
Or
that
passing,
handle
or passing.
right? Or passing. But I'm saying shooting it off the dribble after doing a few crossovers, or being able to cross over your guys so much that you can actually now take it to the hole and finish. So the handle part cannot just be or who has the better crossover, because that isn't just how handles are defined, because a lot of guys can put the ball between their legs, but it's the combination. It's like if you were playing Mortal Kombat, going left, right, and then up, down, back, B. It's like the guys are doing so many different things, and whether it is adding the Euro step to it or a step back jumper to it. So just all of that evolution alone, it can't even be a conversation. How there, of course, are those guys that I mentioned great ball handlers, sure, but these guys are taking that ball handling and made it to a whole separate thing to where they are elite, to the highest degree.
Brother, that's like saying the dude that created the Tesla was better than the Ford brothers. No, the Ford brothers created the vehicles as we speak of it. So you can't sit up there and say just because they evolved it and made it something better that they were better. We're talking about a group of individuals that created the steps that they doing right now. I'm telling you, the rules have changed, and that's why they allowed to do some of these purdy little moves and razzle dazzle. But let's just be real. You listed out 6 or 7 great dribblers, but it's cats on YouTube doing these same dribbles. Why? Because they done over and over again. It's kind of common practice now. But when you look back at what those original people were doing back in the late 80s and the early 90s with dribbling, dog, it was insane. It was insane. We have never seen stuff like that done before. So if you want to say who's the most athletic, I'll give it to you. The new school is way more athletic. They do things that are way more attractive, and they bring more eyeballs to the game with this hoopery. But as far as who are the best handles, them boys didn't get the ball wasn't getting stolen out of AI hands.
What is Kyrie?
This is one thing I'll tell y'all, and I'm gonna drop the mic on this one and leave it alone. Who out of those two groups, if we were to combine all of they stats career wise, who do you think has the most turnovers?
Because of James Harden, that's why he got like 50.
No, but I'm just saying, you bragging on these folks dribbling, yeah, but they turn the ball over at a high clip as well.
Yeah, but now do you change the subject?
I'm backing up handles. Dribbling the ball, Dribbling the ball, you have to hold on to keep the ball, Kev. That's the part, dribbling, and like Kevin, my boy Sir said, making a play. Those dudes made plays, bro. In the game that we have never seen those things before.
And I can tell you right now, and you know how much I follow basketball, and I tell you, Jason Williams, Isaiah Thomas, Allen Iverson, and Tim Hardaway Sr. have all said Kyrie Irving has the best handles of all time. I know that. I can give you video proof where they all state the same thing. They don't need to. They could have easily, talked about one of the other guys from their era. Isaiah Thomas could have said, "Oh, Tim Hardaway had the best." Jason Williams could have said, "Allen Iverson has the best." Whatever, But that's not what they're saying because they see what's going on. They know the stuff that he's doing. Nobody has ever done it before, and that's where you give your props where it's due.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it alone, man. There's not a parent out there that's gonna say that they did better than their son. Let's just put it that way. The old school is going to lay, and they gonna give props to these new school cats and say they the best to ever do it because you know what? They passing the torch. That's called passing the torch, Serge. They're not gonna sit there and say I was a better dribbler than Kyrie Irving.
There's still a lot of old school guys are still gonna say MJ is the GOAT and not gonna say LeBron is. So you can't say that. A lot of the new school people will tell you that. I guarantee it. They're going to pass the torch. Watch. You're going to see. Everybody going to bow down to King James, man.
In about 20 years. But, hey, from both old school and new school, how many times have we seen them just straight up get ripped?
Hardly ever.
Hardly ever. So you were saying all about the crossover and then all the turnovers. Let's just see somebody just one-on-one straight up rip them. It's not going to happen for either group. So Kyrie is the best handler of all time. Stop it.
All right. Yep. That's all I got. And we'll be back next week with the best team to close out the best old school versus new school series.
All right. Well, moving on to the drop. I never do that right. The drop.
You got to do both hands.
Oh, the drop. Okay. Moving on to the drop.
Hey, Pam, are you supposed to be drinking with all that vaccine? I noticed you sipping on a little something.
Sorry,
I don't think you're supposed to have no alcohol in your system.
I don't think it's any. No,
you can. It's not advised.
Oh, didn't nobody tell me.
All right. So for the drop this week, so before I get to the new music, I had a little fun music fact to share. So after winning his first Grammy Award for the Best Rap Album for his 2020 album King's Disease, the rapper from Queens, his first studio album Illmatic has been inducted to the Library of Congress. So shout out to Nasty Nas. I was doing a little bit of research and I found out that there's like 900 entries that go into this. So his got picked out of all of those this year. So shout out to Nas. So for new music, we got Mo3, Shot Is Forever. All of my Dallas peeps were super hype about this one. Miguel dropped Art Dealer Chick 4. I really like some of the songs on that album, or it's like a little mini mixtape. It only has like 4 songs. Kid Ink dropped Alive, and Lakia, I think is her name, in Due Time. And she's like a new hip hop artist. So whenever y'all get time, check her out. KT, what you got for the Coach's Groove this week?
All right, in honor of that, the last verses, the Ozzy Brothers versus Earth, Wind, and Fire, I'm gonna give some love to the old cats. And then Ron Isley, how you 79 with a 42-year-old wife?
Whoa,
brother, I salute you. So I'm going to go with the song that not a lot of people really sing. It's always Between the Sheets and all of that, but they have a song called "Smooth Sailing Tonight." And that's a jam. So if you haven't heard it, go check that out by the Ozzy Brothers.
Okay, gotcha. All right, B. Jones.
All right, I'm gonna rush through this one because I want to get to the OT because we still got a little bit more sports to talk. But the Air Jordan, Kevin, you got it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got the Air Jordan 1 Retro OG Hyper Royal. As you can see, these shoes don't need no introduction. You already know the Air Jordan 1 game. They coming out this Saturday. They're gonna be tough to get. Resale is gonna be funky. I mean, they're gonna run retail at about $170, getting as many raffles as you possibly can. Put your name in as many hoppers. It's going to be a dogfight to get these things, and just cross your fingers. But I think this is probably, if you've missed on a couple of other drops like I have this year, this is definitely a must cop. We got to go all in, and we got to move the needle. So Kev, you could drop it. We'll go around real quick. Pam, thumbs up, thumbs down. Boom. Serge, KD.
I don't even remember what it looks like. So,
Oh my gosh! Look here, look, KD.
Okay.
Lord have mercy. Kev, you like?
Hey,
All
that
right.
citrus sunrise is kicking in.
Can somebody get me some? Where's my boy Scoop? Scoop!
Clean sweep. We in this thing. Everybody go out and get them. All right, let's move on. Hey, we going to do a wellness check. We're going to do a wellness check on Pam in a minute. Lord have mercy.
You never like just end abruptly, so I'm sorry. I wasn't ready. All right,
I'm
so
ready to
the
go.
OT real quick. The NBA's new postseason play-in tourney, 7th versus 8th, 9th versus 10th, and then 7-8 over loser 9-10, winner for the 8th seed. What do you guys think about that matchup, that lineup, that
I'm excited about it. I know it's not ideal. I know it's 72 games, like Luka was complaining about, saying that it should be determined. I think giving the 9 and the 10th seed an opportunity to kind of get into playoffs and sneak in, even though they had a suspect regular season. I think this is going to only motivate teams to load management a little bit more. So that's the unfortunate thing. But I'm excited about the intrigue and the excitement of what it's going to look like when it comes down to tournament time, and we get to see who gets those 7 and 8 seeds in the playoffs.
all right. KT?
I mean, I like it, but that's why we got seeding 1 through 8. Those should be the ones that make it to the playoffs. This extra thing, it's great for fans, but it's not good for those teams who've been busting their butts during the season. Now I got to go and try to win a playoff series to get into the playoffs. I don't like that part of it.
All right, Serge.
I actually do like it. I like the concept. I think it brings a lot of intrigue, but I think I would have been better off to see it during a normal, regular 82 season game, as opposed to a compressed 72 game season with all the injuries and just back-to-backs and things like that. I know that's what the plan is next year, to go back to a regular schedule. So I know obviously it's something they've already, put it in for this year. I think the intrigue will be definitely high, because sometimes there is like 7 and 8 seeds. If you have like one of your star players out, maybe there's no point in making the playoffs, because you're probably going to get swept anyways. This way, another team from the 9 or 10 who are coming on strong, maybe towards the end of the season, may now have a chance to come in and maybe even upset somebody that's 1 or 2. So
My Pelicans have a chance, bro.
no, they don't.
No, they don't.
KD, do you have any thoughts on this particular subject? Okay, moving right along. Is Julian Edelman the greatest walk-on story?
No. But
No.
he is a great undrafted free agent story. He might have been a 7th round. I can't remember exactly what Edelman was. He's always been small but mighty. But I think LaShawn McCoy called him out, and I agree. There's this whole Julian Edelman Hall of Fame talk. Y'all stop it. Stop it right now. You're making me sick to my stomach.
Gross.
Julian Edelman.
Yeah, but if LaShawn McCoy can say that, he ain't a Hall of Famer either. So
He just said he has a better resume and a better opportunity to make the
Whoa,
Hall of
no, he
Fame than
doesn't.
Julian.
no, he
Man, I disagree with that. But I'm with LaShawn McCoy. Julian Edelman ain't no Hall of Famer.
If Sterling Sharp isn't in the Hall of Fame, he ain't in the Hall of Fame.
that is the truth.
So that's all I got to say about that.
All right. Anybody else got any comments on that? KT, recap WrestleMania. It was a 2-day event. Please tell me what happened, because I don't know.
Well, I guess I need to look at the slide. Hey, WrestleMania Saturday night. It was on point. That's when we had the main event. Was Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. That's what we talked about earlier in the toast. We also have the women's tag team. It started off with Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. That kicked off WrestleMania. That was an excellent match. Even though it kind of sucked for the guys because they had to go first. They already had warmed up, and because of the weather in Tampa,
Yeah.
they had to postpone stuff. But hey, Saturday night was off the chain. It was great. Then you go to Sunday, and they could have pretty much kept Saturday night for all our concern, because the one match that I really enjoyed was Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan and Edge. Even though I thought that they would pull a swerve move and let Daniel Bryan win, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, is still your WWE champion.
KT, did you see that they're doing like a wrestling like story on each of the like the first one is Stone Cold Steve Austin? They're doing like a story
Yeah, they do like a documentary on them.
yeah, on each one.
Yeah.
That, I'm sure you will.
You know, good and well I'm watching that.
Oh, okay. All right. So the WNBA draft wings get 4 top 10 picks.
Well, officially, it's 4 top 13 picks because they traded away the 7th pick to the Los Angeles Sparks a few hours ago. So that's changed. But I'm excited. It's super dope because the Wings are going to get Charlie Collier, which we gave the local life to, and they're going to get this other young lady. I think her name is Awak Cure or Kie, and she a monster. They're going to get 2 6'4", 6'5" players, and the Wings desperately needed. They're going to be able to move Satu Sabali to the 3 and Enrique at the 1. And I'm telling y'all, we may have a new name to talk about come late summer.
Yeah, because they just had 2 top 4, 5 picks last year too, right?
Yeah, they brought in I think 4 rookies last year, or at least I know 3 that were really good. So
they're gonna be good the next few years.
They're gonna be good, man. They got an opportunity to.
All right.
All right, awesome. Okay, last thing is Jamal Murray. I don't even know what that comment was. Damien, your account's been hacked. Jamal Murray ACL injury changes West.
Welcome to the show, Damien.
Right.
Or goodbye, Damien, because Damien was blocked.
Yeah, we don't come here talking about that kind of stuff, man.
Foolishness, pure foolishness.
Now we throw it off.
Everybody read it. Everybody trying to read it.
What was the question?
I'm over here herpes. And I'm like, what the hell is that?
Whoa.
I'm like, at first I was like, did we talk about herpes? Did we mention that in the Manhattan Project? But no, it sounds like Damien just, I don't know, he on that ish.
I think Damien's account must have got hacked. Yeah, my computer's about to die.
All right, well, we're about to finish this up. So ask the question one more time, Pam. I didn't hear it.
Jamal Murray ACL injury changes the West. Are Denver's chances dead?
Yes.
I'll be back. Is that a yes? You ain't got to.
Yes, to be a true contender. Yes, I think I'll probably go ahead and slide the Blazers into the Nugget spot as a outside chance of making to the finals.
Yeah, Murray was a potential 30 to 40 point guy on any given night. And I think they needed that explosive offense to overcome the Jazz as well as the Clippers last year. We saw what a healthy Murray could do in the bubble, and losing him to me is basically done. I don't see any way they can overcome it.
I agree.
All right, KT, you got some comments?
No, I was waiting for you to shut this thing down, before we get another bot coming on here.
Well, no, we have to do the yeet. B. Jones, you got to yeet.
Oh yeah, the yeet. All right. So I got a call from my cousin, and he was like, "Hey man, you got a yeet yet?" And just so anybody out there if you have a great yeet of the week, send me the name, send me the profile of people who are doing outstanding things that you wanna shout out. Now I'll give you the glory for it. So the name was brought to my attention about a young lady from North Texas, Hope Trotwin, and I knew immediately I needed to call Kev because Kev was about to give her the athlete of local life, the athlete in that segment. But Mrs. Trotwin actually pitched the first no-hitter in North Texas history. And threw a perfect game. So let me correct that. She threw the first perfect game with 21 strikeouts. And if you don't know women's softball, it's 7 innings, 3 batters per inning. That means she literally struck out every single batter. Now, what makes this week yeet worthy is this is not the first time that she struck out 21 batters before. This is the second time she's done it. And but this time she was able to do it. Nobody from the other team hit the ball. It was a perfect game. So Hope, hey, that was a phenomenal performance. You for your tenacity and determination, hard work, and just outstanding skills. You deserve a yeet.
All right, y'all. That's another episode of Sports Life Talk in the Books.
2-minute warning, Pam. Come on.
Oh, 2-minute warning. All right,
You
shout
did.
out. B Jones, who you shouting out?
Shouting out my crew out there in Phoenix, as y'all all know. Went out there and hung out with my cousins for the weekend. We had a
And
blast.
didn't tell nobody, didn't invite nobody.
Hey, we wilded out. We gave it all. We gave it all. We went and saw the Phoenix Suns game. Went and ate some good food. We had a cookout at the house. So shout out to my cousins as well as the crew out there in Phoenix with Buck and Travis and Vince and Sam.
Hey y'all.
Hey,
My cousin Chris. My cousin Chris.
I don't see no ring on your finger. So.
Hey, he work at Amazon too, so he got benefits. But yeah, we had a blast though. We had a blast. So I'm sending it out to my folks and the crew out there in Phoenix. That was dope. Thank y'all.
All right, KT.
All right, to all the women in the WNBA draft who's going to hear their name tomorrow, I'm giving them a shout out.
Surge.
I'm giving a shout out to Mr. Hideki Matsuyama for winning the Masters on Sunday, becoming the first Japanese born player to win. I think, definitely one of the majors for sure. So shout out to him.
Okay, KD.
Okay, so I got 2 shout outs. So shout out to B and KT. They are doing the Who's Got Next series on YouTube. Make sure that y'all check those out. Also, my second shout out, my friend is here from New Orleans. So tonight we are going out to, I believe it's Gaslight. It's somewhere in Uptown. So if you would like to show up and buy us some drinks, come on, Pam, bring it. Come on. Yeah, so that's where we'll be tonight. So if y'all want to pull up, if y'all are in Dallas, all drinks on y'all.
It's Wild Wednesdays. Wild Wednesdays.
Yes, Wild Wednesdays. Yes.
And I'm going to do a wellness check on her tomorrow.
Yes. Because I went out last week, y'all. And oh my gosh, Thursday was insane because it was like, yeah.
I didn't get an invite.
It was kind of unexpected. So
excuses.
Right.
Well, you can come tonight. Come on, Pam.
No, I ain't come. Man, it's out of it as I am. No.
You already drink in. It's cool.
Kev, you upset about the bot? Your face, you ain't smiled since that. Kev, like, how dare he come on my show?
I forgot all about that. I blocked him and moved on, player.
You was upset for a minute though. You ain't smiled since.
No, I wasn't really upset. Leave me alone.
All right, and I have to shout out to myself, because hell, I do the damn thing sometimes, and I'm trying to get my summer body together, y'all. And even though I got this little shot, I was out there trying to work out, and it was hurting, and I didn't give up. And then I went and rode a bike, and I almost fell off the bike, and I didn't give up. So shout out to me for never giving up.
Yeet.
So I'm seriously concerned. So you worked out, which they tell you after major procedures, you need to go rest. You went worked out. You drinking alcohol. You literally broke every medical rule.
Hey, you might as well go all the way. Go out with KD tonight.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Why don't you just drive? Go ahead and drive. You know?
Yeah.
I'm done with y'all. Anyway, thank y'all for watching another episode of Sports Life Talk, where life without sports is just talk. We look forward to seeing you again next week, and make sure you tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Hey, holla at us. We gonna
Lil' baby say I'm fly, she see me. I know I got a giant in the drip, but I double cause I'm tired of the vibe, she clingy. And I don't play around with the wrist, when I get it, you already know the vibe, it's VVs. I swear I feel alive when I'm in the yo into the air, making vibes on repeat. And I ain't gotta lie, you see these. She said she wanna vibe, she need 3. Each one for my boys, my teamies. Swimming through the riches with my squad, believe me. Iced out Audemars, Philippe's. Big dogs since a gin, know I'm 8. Cook a little, know I'm different raw with the apron. Do this for my sons, I know it's mine for the taking. Lil' baby look like she the type that be playing. Slide and I skate this. She done me probably thinking who this. Yeah, money now it's funny how I see the mood switch. But boy, lame girl, funny how the 2 mix. So I got them uptight, now they got the loose lips. Want the doors with a suicide on it. If I'm winning, gotta put my slimes on it. I ain't buying no Gucci or Prada. That she my man and it's proof for her solid. Dripped and finesse like Kyrie. Young man with his own brand, I designed it. Whole gang got a wrist spring.